Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN. I am joined by our own tech guru, Justin Rubio. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
We sent top men, this man, to the Apple event today to preview everything that's going on with Apple, which we covered off on iPhones in an earlier video. Let's talk about the iPad. We did not get an iPad Air 3,
Nope.
but the literal big announcement was, as expected, the iPad Pro.
Yeah.
What makes it Pro?
The iPad Pro has been rumored for like over a year that Apple was going to put out this big iPad, and this was it. 12.9 inches. They mentioned it on the conference. They mentioned in the conference it's literally two iPad Air screens stacked upon each other.
Well,
like,
yeah, like if you did them,
held
them side by side, it's that.
Right. So if the iPad Airs were tall,
yeah,
and the iPad Pro was wide, it would fit the two in there.
That is large.
Yeah.
So what about you got a chance backstage at the thing after to pick it up, play with it. How's the weight? How's the thickness? Does it feel all right in your hands?
It's actually surprisingly light. I think they said it was about 1.67 pounds, which is not very heavy considering the size of it.
Yeah.
Like I can easily hold it with one hand. You probably wouldn't want to do it like that for very long, but with two hands it wasn't bad at all.
Yeah.
Same thing with like the size. Like it's big. You'll notice how big it is. Thickness is not that much larger than an iPad Air 2.
Yeah, can't beat that.
Yeah.
That's crazy right
there.
Yeah,
they were able to put a lot in there to make it as light as possible.
So they were also touting a lot of firepower inside this thing, new chip to even power it. Did you get a chance? Did it feel zippy? Did it feel quick to you?
Yeah, they had the A9X in it, and one of the things they showed us was their editing of 4K videos, where they were actually editing 3 different clips at the same time and playing it back in real time through the editor, and it flowed through perfectly. It was impressive. I don't know how staged that perfect situation is for us in the press room, but what I saw, it looked great.
So this big bad boy starts at $800.
$800 for 32 gigabytes.
So no one wants 32.
No one wants 32.
So how much then? Do we have a 64 step up?
We do not have a 64 step up. We're going to $950 for 128 gigs.
Oh, you bastards.
So they're making you make that choice. I mean, if you pick 32, that's a whole lot of space you're missing just by upgrading.
All right.
They're really getting you there. And then they have one just above that I think it's around 1,050, give or take, which is the 128 gigabytes with LTE.
There's no 32 with LTE?
No 32.
Wow.
Nope.
Okay, well that's, all right, so you gotta dig a little deeper in your pocket.
So that you can just imagine that the entry-level one doesn't even exist. That one's just not worth it compared
I'm with
to the
that.
other two.
So I use my iPad around the house. And I watch a ton of baseball on it with the MLB app. So the idea of just a 12.9 inch screen when I'm like at the dinner table, eating. I love this idea, but we're in deep already financially. And then they showed the. I don't know what the official name is, but the screen cover that doubles has the keyboard in it, which the Microsoft Surface really did awesomely a couple of years ago. Now Apple's got their own version.
Yeah, this is the smart keyboard. So it's a smart cover, it's a stand, and it's a keyboard all in one. I used the keyboard for a little bit. It felt kind of odd, but like the same thing with the Surface is those types of keyboards, because of how thin they are, it takes a little while to get used to.
For sure.
So I didn't have enough time to really feel comfortable.
But did
on
the build quality feel
nice
and everything?
The build quality was great. I mean, I think that the build quality on it is better than what's on the Surface one. But it costs $180 to get that on top of it.
What?
So if you're going up to the $950, iPad Pro, toss under another $180, and then you get the keyboard
We've
cover.
arrived at the exact price, the amount of money I spent on building a new gaming PC.
Yeah, or on this tablet with a keyboard, it's also the price of a MacBook.
And then we're not done.
Nope.
The other big part of it was for design professionals, what have you, come on, I mean, this thing looked cool, but everyone in the room at IGN chuckled when they said Apple Pencil.
Yes, the Apple Pencil. Don't call it a stylus. It's an Apple Pencil. I mean, it works well. They showed stuff with the drawing app, where it'll check your pressure sensitivity, it'll check the angle that you're holding the pen.
Which sounds really cool,
yeah,
in fact.
It sounds really great.
To be fair.
That's $100. So you can toss that on there if you want.
Throw that on the bill.
Yeah.
And then, okay. So, were you impressed with it though, playing with it backstage? Forget the money.
Right.
What was it impressive?
Money inside, it would be cool to have in the house.
Yeah.
It would be something just stationary to have in the house when somebody else is using the TV, or if you just want to do something, watch something, or check something online. Like iPads have always been great for that. So like for that, it's great. But once you toss that price in, it's a tough sell because you're looking at MacBook prices, you're looking at Surface Pro 3 prices.
Yeah.
It's getting up there.
All right, and then iPad Air 3?
Not announced.
Not here. All right, so iPad Mini?
They quickly announced the iPad Mini 4 very awkwardly when they were announcing the prices for all the new iPads, and essentially it's taking the same price point as the iPad Mini
3?
Yeah, but they said it's skinnier now,
Okay.
and like that was it.
All right.
That's about all they said.
Just a body shrink on that?
Apparently. They took about 5 seconds explaining it.
That's clearly they want to focus on the Pro.
Yeah.
All right, so cool stuff on the iPad side. You got to dig a little deeper into those couch cushions if you want to afford it. But Justin, thank you very much for keeping on top of all things Apple with us. For more on everything that Apple is up to each and every year, keep it tuned right here to IGN.